General Hospital spoilers tease that Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, seems to be on track to do something terrible. Unaware that his medication has been tampered with, Sonny has slowly been spinning out over the last several months. Things came to a head at the end of Brooke Lynn Quartermain's, Amanda Seton, wedding reception. Sonny cornered Dex Heller, even Hofer, and after a heated argument, Sonny began beating Dex, who didn't put up a fight. Sonny might have killed Dex had Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, not intervened. Sonny became so angry at both men that he threatened to put a bullet in both Dex and Jason's heads. Unfortunately, that was the exact moment that Sonny's daughter Christina Corinthos, Kate Mansi, walked in and heard the whole thing. Even though Christina said she would testify against her father, Dex ultimately agreed not to press charges. But that may not be the end of it if Sonny's threat comes back to haunt him. Valentin Cassadine, James Patrick Stewart, is responsible for Sonny's altered medication. His goal was to make Sonny erratic enough that he would commit a crime that would send Sonny to prison for good. But things may not be happening quickly enough for Valentin. It would make sense if he sent someone to kill Jason and make it seem like Sonny was responsible. All signs point to Jason being ambushed inside the Corinthos coffee warehouse in the next few days. While Jason will ultimately survive, this may he last thing Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, to finally arrest Sonny. Over the last several months, Anna has slowly been building a case against Sonny that would end up putting him in prison for several years. If Valentin successfully frames Sonny for an attempt on Jason's life, it might be the last piece of the puzzle she needs. She already knows that Christina overheard Sonny threaten to kill both Jason and Dex. She's also already warned Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Veganos, to be prepared to try the case. Even if the truth about Sonny's medication comes out, it may not be enough to get him out of this. Valentin might succeed after all. Will Jason survive the coffee warehouse attack? Will Anna finally arrest Sonny for his recent crimes? Will the truth about Sonny's medication have any bearing on his case? Anything can happen in Port Charles, so stay tuned to General Hospital, airing weekdays on ABC, and don't forget to check back right here regularly for all your General Hospital news, information, and spoilers. As the drama in Port Charles continues to unfold at a breakneck pace, one shocking accusation is about to shake the foundation of the Corinthos empire. In the latest twist, Sonny Corinthos, the notorious mob boss who has managed to avoid numerous confrontations with the law, finds himself at the center of a deadly attack on his best friend and right-hand man, Jason Morgan. This momentous event will have far-reaching consequences that could alter the course of Sonny's future and the lives of those closest to him forever. It all starts with an intense and chilling sequence at one of Sonny's many warehouses, a place that should have been secure. Jason, ever the loyal enforcer, is caught off guard when a merciless group of attackers storms the location. It's a classic mob setup, but with an unexpected twist. The attack is brutal, leaving Jason greatly injured and on the brink of death. For those who know Jason, it is a near impossible task to even imagine him being caught off guard. His skills, his instincts, and his survival abilities have kept him safe through countless situations. But this time, it wasn't just any random hit. It was carefully orchestrated, and the question on everyone's mind is who was behind it. As Jason lies unconscious, clinging to life, the shockwaves reverberate throughout Port Charles. His family, friends, and even enemies are left scrambling to figure out who could have orchestrated such a devastating attack. But as the investigation begins to heat up, one name starts to surface in the most unlikely of places: Sonny Corinthos. The news of Jason's attack spreads like wildfire. By the time Sonny arrives at the hospital, desperately trying to find answers, he is met with a cold, accusatory reception. While his mind races with questions about who could have set up the attack, he is blindsided when he's suddenly the subject of suspicion. Several of Jason's associates, who are familiar with the ins and outs of Sonny's criminal empire, begin to wonder if it was a hit ordered by none other than Sonny himself. The accusation is ludicrous to Sonny, who has always had an unbreakable bond with Jason, but the evidence pointing in his direction is mounting. For one, Jason was alone at the warehouse, and Sonny had been out of contact for several hours leading up to the attack. Furthermore, rumors start to circulate about a possible rift between the two, a fracture in their friendship that nobody had noticed before. With Jason's brutal attack being the apparent result of an internal betrayal, could it really be Sonny who had put the hit on his oldest friend? Sonny's reaction to the accusation is immediate and visceral. He knows what it's like to be betrayed, and the very idea that Jason would doubt him enough to question his loyalty cuts deep. But no matter how much Sonny insists on his innocence, the circumstances and growing evidence suggest otherwise. He is forced to confront something he has never truly faced before: the possibility that his empire, and the people he has trusted for years, may turn on him. As police and detectives begin to piece together the details of the attack, they find themselves at a crossroads. On one hand, there's clear evidence that whoever orchestrated the assault had intimate knowledge of Sonny's operations. The precision of the attack, the timing, and the way the assailants vanished without a trace all point to someone within Sonny's inner circle. But then there's the other side of the story: the people who have been close to Sonny for years. Carly, his wife, is adamant that there's no way Sonny would ever harm Jason. She stands by him, even as doubts swirl around them. She tries to help make sense of the evidence that seems to implicate him, but even she can't ignore the mounting questions. Meanwhile, the situation becomes even more complicated when Michael and Dat start looking into the attack. Michael, Sonny's eldest son, has had his share of strained relationships with his father, but this accusation hits him in a different way. He knows Sonny isn't perfect, but he has never seen him as a murderer. But the shadow of doubt hangs heavy, and as the investigation moves forward, Michael is left to grapple with whether or not his father is guilty of the crime. Dat, the town's lead detective and Sonny's son-in-law, is the one who has to take the investigation to the next level. He's torn between his duty as a lawman and his love for his family. Every instinct tells him that Sonny couldn't have done it, but the evidence doesn't lie. Dante is forced to confront the uncomfortable truth: he may need to arrest his father-in-law. As the tension builds, Dante starts to question everything he thought he knew about his family, and about the dangers of being connected to someone like Sonny. As more and more pieces of the puzzle fall into place, the true fallout from this attack begins to take shape. While Jason's life hangs in the balance, the repercussions for Sonny and his family are felt far and wide. Carly, Michael, Dante, and even people like Sam, who have long been entangled in the mess of Sonny's world, find themselves questioning everything they believed about the Corinthos Empire. Their loyalties are tested in ways they never thought possible. For Carly, the shock of the accusation is enough to make her question the foundation of her marriage. She knows that Sonny has always been ruthless in his pursuit of power, but she also knows that he would never put Jason in harm's way. Carly begins to grapple with the conflicting emotions of loyalty to her husband and her unwavering belief in Jason's innocence. As the investigation drags on, Carly's internal conflict intensifies, and she starts to realize that if Sonny did, in fact, betray Jason, the consequences would be far-reaching, possibly beyond repair. Meanwhile, Sam, who has always had a complicated relationship with Sonny, finds herself torn between her love for Jason and the man she's called family for so long. She refuses to believe that Sonny could be behind the attack, but as the evidence mounts, she struggles with the possibility that Jason may never recover, and that if he does, their relationship could be forever changed. Sam's emotional turmoil only deepens as she watches Sonny struggle to prove his innocence, while Jason's fate remains uncertain. As the investigation drags on, the Corinthos family finds themselves at an emotional breaking point. The one thing they've always been able to count on is their loyalty to one another, but now that loyalty